Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on We Are Hotline, and we have another beautiful lady on the line. She is what I called an age defier. Age is just a number, and you're as young as you want to be, and this amazing woman has written a book called Letters to Inspire. Please welcome Pat Wright to the show. How are you doing today, Pat?
I am feeling great. It's wonderful. Life is wonderful.
It really is. It really is. And I'm glad that you're here. Thank you very much for your time. And let's get to it. So tell me your background leading up to what you're doing today. How did you get there?
How did I get where I am? Oh, gosh. Well, let me tell you. I started off in Jamaica, graduating in chemistry from the University of the West Indies. And then I got a scholarship. I went to Denmark. I learned Danish, and I worked in biochemical research. So when I came to Canada, I was a biochemical research. And then they said to me, well, why don't you go into teaching? Because we're very short of chemistry teachers. And you know, this was 1966. That's a long time ago. I've been in Canada for quite a while. Yes. And you can imagine the changes that I have seen here and all of the things that have happened. So I've been here for some time. And over the course of all of this time, I work with my kids. I work with other people's kids because I'm in a high school. I teach. And I see the struggles that many of our kids, especially kids who come from the marginalized groups, I see the struggle that they have. And in particular, I was drawn to many of the women in the community, the young women in the community, who are here also as immigrants. They may not have been in school, but they're nevertheless young women, and they miss home. And I know that I was here in 66, and I've been teaching and doing stuff, but I really loved to get a letter from my mother. And as the years have gone on, I have treasured the letters that I got from my mother or from members of my family. And as I became older, my own children, I would write to them. And the book, Letters to Inspire, if I were to just touch on that for a minute, came about from a friend of mine in Hamilton who established a website to deal with female issues. And it is called Illuminescence. And the website became a magazine, and it was illuminescence.com. And we talked about it, and I decided to write some articles as letters to the universal daughters that are out there. And they were letters to my universal daughters to help them, to encourage them. You know, sometimes when you're here, you're all alone, you just want to touch bases with somebody you can trust. Not necessarily your friends. Some person that you can trust and say, hey, tell me about this stuff. And my own daughter, she's living in the United States. She'd phone me and she'd have a question, and I'd talk to her. And at this magazine was 2013, maybe we started it. Yeah, about 2013. And they said to me at the end of it, why don't you start collecting these stories and publish them? Because we have a lot of uptake online for people who have logged in and want to read the letters that you write. They're letters of encouragement. They're letters of inspiration. And that's why we call it Letters to Inspire. For instance, one of the letters was learning to let go. How many of us have got into situations, we've been in a relationship or in a job, and it doesn't quite suit us, and we're scared to let go. Scared to, drop it and move on. So that letter is about dropping it and move on. Or do we have dreams? What are our dreams?
Right.
How do we bring them to pass? So the book really is a collection of letters, and I've thrown in a few poems to help people get grounded, find something that they can hang on to, and help them move forward with their life. So that's essentially what the book is all about.
Fantastic. Now, from what you've written and from what you've collated over the past years, what are 2 lessons right now that you'd like to share with the reader? What do you want them to learn?
I want people to learn to never give up.
Mm.
You know, in Jamaica we'd say, make the statement, rain or fall on dirty tough.
Mm-hmm. I love Jamaican sayings.
You know, and sometimes it's pouring outside. The rain is falling.
Right.
The ground is hard. And we look outside and we say, oh my goodness, I can't go out into this.
Yeah.
But if we don't step forward and take our lives into our hands and do the best with the resources that we have and learn to find other resources, we won't get any place. So what I want people to think about is never giving up. And the second thing that I want people to think about is holding your head high, being proud of who you are, and never take the denigration that can come from society or the denigration that comes from somebody else or the put-downs or the abuse that we might have, physical, mental, or otherwise, that may have come to us, is to always have a strength or something that we can hold on to that will help us hold our head high. Because if you walk around hanging your head down, feeling as if you're ashamed of who you are, you will never progress. We need to love ourselves for who we are in whatever shape, form, or attitude that we come with, and hold our head high. If we lift our chin and look forward, we can make great strides. There are 2 things that I would like people to take away, and those are the kind of themes that run through the book.
Excellent, excellent. I'm just feeling a little lighter listening to what you just shared right now. And you know, I often say, you know, people who are leaders, people who are coaches to many, people who are mentors, they need to be replenished too. You know, people often forget, you know, they might be strong, but they also need someone to give back to them. And I'm glad that this book is available because you need to have that resource to fill yourself back up, especially when you're a nurturer, especially when you go out and you help so many people. So I'm really glad for this connection because it's so very important. So thank you for doing what you've done. And how long did it take you to collect all these letters? Over a period of how many years did it take you?
These letters are written over a period of 2 years.
2 years.
But
okay.
the thoughts behind those letters have been with me over a lifetime. And so I haven't included all of them in the book. I am going to come out with a second edition. And the letters, I start them all saying, my dear daughter, because as I said initially, they were written to help to inspire my daughter, my universal daughters, people all over the world, all the young women all over the world.
Right.
And as I looked at some of the letters as I was putting the book together, I realized even though they started off, dear daughters, they were also there for my universal sons as well. You know, one of them is about how to make decisions, how to feel confident in making your decisions. Well, women aren't the only ones that make decisions. Men make decisions as well.
Sure.
And so there were guidelines in there about how to make decisions. And part of making decisions is to make sure you have good information. You can't make a decision about what you want to do unless you know the information that can help you do exactly what you want to do.
Fantastic.
So they're said dear daughters, but they're applicable to sons as well.
Okay. So it goes right across the board. There's a commonality in theme, and from gender to gender, from nationality to nationality, everyone can resonate with the same stories. So I think that's a very important thing to know, and I really appreciate what you've done. So tell us now, and I'm sure the listeners are looking forward to getting information on how they can purchase the book and also how to connect with you on social media.
Well, for one thing, I use my email. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have a Twitter account. And there are some reasons why I didn't do that. Part of that because I was coming out of the educational system. There was an advice to teachers to be very careful about how they use social media because it could be misused, and especially if you're in a vulnerable position as a teacher. I have a website. The website is called gamatrika.com. And so that's a website, and on the website there's contact information, how to contact me if somebody wants a book. www.gamatrika.com, and that is GAMATRICA.com. One of the things that I have done when I started to develop my own book and self-publish it is to realize that many of us have a story to tell. So part of what I'm working on right now is with the publication company, which is called Gamatrika Publications, and starting to solicit the voices and the stories from people. I'm particularly focused on the voices of young children. Now, when I say young, not too young, maybe say like grade 3, 4, 5, 6 and up, maybe to grade 8. And these are young children who have something they want to say and may not feel that they have the approval or the capacity of doing it. It doesn't matter what your story is like. Write your story. And you can draw your own illustrations, and we can try to put it together to give you your own book. That is something that I'm really working on, because I think children who are troubled or who have an issue or just want to write your story. Put it down. Call me. Send me an email. Go to my website and send me an email, info@gamatrika.com, and there we go. We can start working on your story. Tell me your story. Let's share our voice. Because if we have a collective voice about what we want our society to look like, then we can get a benefit for our society. If we stay silent, then nobody will think of us or want to do anything for us.
Excellent point. So true. It's so true. Pat Wright, it's been such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for enlightening us today.
Well, Nikki, I'm very glad to be here, and I look forward to talking to you some more about how we can get this done and move the yardsticks forward.
Absolutely.
Without hope,
yes.
We can't go anywhere. Without dreams, we will never achieve. But we have to get the courage to stand behind our words and move forward.
Amen to that. You've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on our hotline, and our very special guest today is the author of Letters to Inspire, Pat Wright. And we've just been moved by her dedication to education and also to the community and what she's doing to uplift people. So thank you very much, Pat. And if you missed the earlier part of the interview, we're going to be replaying the interview throughout the week, Monday to Friday, on We Are Hotline. So thank you. Have a blessed day, and look forward to seeing you face-to-face on the Nikki Clarke Show live taping. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now, Nikki. Thank you.